All right, guys. Well, again, my name is Steph Perez, and I welcome each and every one of you here. We have a lot of members who are with us tonight, and we also have people, that are checking us out as well, which is awesome. That's really why we show up. We show up to have a good time, but to also let you know what's going on with Mentoring Millionaires and really how we're here to help the industry. So Val asked me to open up again tonight, and what I'll do is something a little bit different, and kind of dive into what I believe are like the three greatest benefits when it comes to mentoring millionaires. At least when I really thought about, why I got involved, these were the three things that really stood out to me. I've been in the industry for 9 years, and I know that, over time, the industry consistently kind of is starving for these three areas. And I love the fact that Mentoring Millionaires really solves these three areas, in one platform and one simple community. So I'll go over those three with you, and then I would love, Val, if you could just hop back out there, or Tracy, and just help expound upon it, because you guys both really were the visionaries and the masterminds behind MM. And just let me know if I'm, spot on, with in terms of, the value that I get from it. If that's, really what we're here for. So, number one is mindset. Again, doing this for 9 years, what I have realized is when I got started, and I'm going to kind of take my time. I'm not going to take a lot of time, but I really want you to understand and get, hold on, there's some feedback someplace. I don't know where it is. There we go. I found it. Okay. So being that I've been doing this for 9 years, I have a unique story that when I first got started, I just didn't struggle. And I know a lot of people come into this industry struggling. And I really believe it's the people that I aligned myself with when I first got into this, or the people that I followed is what I should say. And I believe that people really struggle when they come inside this industry because their mindsets are just all jacked up. It's always about what they don't have, or the lack of, or I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money. It's all these excuses a lot of times that we make up for why we aren't successful. And what I love is that with MM, we really do handle that mindset or personal development side of the equation. One thing I always tell my business partners is that you can't physically go someplace where you haven't taken your mind first. So if you're stuck on lack, stuck on what you don't have, stuck on everything that's wrong, stuck on the fact that you don't know anything, stuck on the fact that you don't know what a capture page is or an autoresponder, or you're stuck on, what other people are doing and what seems to be going wrong in your life and in your business, you're never going to get to that prosperous or abundant state that you want to inside of your life. So what I love about MM is that we really give you that component. With one of the courses, or the course really in the back office of MM, we really help you tackle that on top of, what we do on these sessions as well. Is it's not just about, the money that can be made, or, about all the hype that a lot of this industry is about, but it really is helping you, master the inner game when it comes to success in this industry. And if you can't master your inner game first, everything else that you want, I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. And again, when I go back, that's what I think about is I never told myself I couldn't. I never told myself I can't. I never worried about what my situation looked like at the time. I only worried about where I wanted to go and all the possibilities that were there for me. And I just continued to take, steps forward, knowing that I could do it if I failed to, to quit on myself. And what I hear so often is that, people limit themselves based upon where they are. So I love the fact that with MM, we really help bring that component here, where we help people tackle that part of the equation inside of their business and inside of their lives, so they can get to a place where they are a lot more empowered to go out there and begin taking the action steps that are necessary. I know some of the greatest people out there, should I say, I know people that have access to some of the greatest resources, the greatest opportunities, the greatest people in their lives, and they still can't get beyond themselves to go out there and take action. So again, we kind of break down that barrier, we break down those walls, and we give people the space, and we give people that piece of the puzzle that can really help them get to a place where they can master themselves and really begin taking action. The second area that I love is that we really tackle the cash flow area. There's a lot of ways that you can make money on the internet. And for me, I've always loved being able to be in control of the money that I generate. Not having to sit back waiting for a company to pay me an affiliate check, 30, 40, 50 days down the road. Been there, done that before. And it was really, really hard for me. So I've always loved being in the driver's seat of the inflow of my cash, when it comes to my business. I love knowing I can go out there, get a result, and see immediate gratification. And that's what we help you do inside of as well, is when you share this community with other people, we give you the ability to be able to earn $300 instant commissions paid directly to you. You're not waiting weeks or months for a company to pay out to you, but you get to see that immediately. And for the person that might not, feel like they have it to build a huge team of people, which is something that, I really shied away from a very, very long time. I love knowing that I could get paid based on my own efforts. I love the fact that with all of, the other programs that are out there, that not only do we have that model here to give people the opportunity to earn instant cash, but we really are backed with a lot of value, which is really, really huge. So here, you don't have to build an army of people before you can begin seeing, cash flow, commissions, or money coming into you. You really can begin seeing money coming into you from the very second person that you introduce this community to, which is huge. And then the third component is traffic in or leads, however you want to look at that. A lot of people come online because they don't want to go to their family, their friends, or coworkers any longer, when it comes to building their business. And a lot of people never truly take off in their business because they don't know how to get people to their system. And I love that inside of that we give our members a database of 50,000 cellular users where you can instantly begin plugging that database into a platform to help you begin generating leads, coming through your system. So I love the fact that it's not just about the money. There are a lot of programs out there where literally it is just about the money. And if you're not providing value as, the mentor or the coach, there's not a whole lot of value that's associated with the business. I love the fact that with what Val and Tracy put together and with all the things that are still to come, that there's so much value packed into what it is that we have to offer and that people really need and desire and are looking for the things that we have inside of, Mentoring Millionaires. So I feel like I thank Tracy and Val almost every single day for this platform because it came at a very, very important time inside of my life when I was looking for something different because I really had issues with some things that were going on inside of my business. And this just suited me perfectly. It's the message I love to share. It's where I know more and more people need to be. And I know it's the kind of information that more and more people need to have access to truly help them get to, the next level. Great compensation plans all by themselves mean nothing. And businesses literally are a dime a dozen. When you learn how to master yourself and you really learn how to go out there and just begin doing what you know you need to do and you feel confident in doing it, knowing that you have true value backing you inside of your business, you really can, take your business, take your income, to that next level. And that's what I'm so thankful for that Mentoring Millionaires, offers all of us. So if you're a member and you needed kind of a refresher to hear that, to know that you're not just plugged into a community or a biz op, but you're plugged into something that really has a lot of value and you need to go out there and share that with people. And if you're here for the first time or you're here to check us out, just know that while we love making money, we love making money at the service of people, not at the expense. And that's why the value side of this is really important. So I would love to bring up Val now, or if he wants to, expound upon, those three areas any further, that's great. But I think you're in for a really, really great treat to hear from Val, the mastermind behind this, to really hear, why he created it, who he created it for, and really what you can look to get out of this community if you decide to align yourself with us. So Val, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Steph. I really appreciate that. And you kind of hit the nail on the head. You were very fortunate to connect with the championship team when you came in. And I know the people that you were playing with when you first came into the arena. So you're very fortunate to connect with the right people. And most of these people on the line haven't had that opportunity to connect with championship people. Usually your experience is you're just a part of an organization that really doesn't know what they're doing. And I call that dysfunction, recruiting dysfunction equals dysfunction. But you got in with those guys right into the hardcore of my story marketing when you first came in. And we're talking about DK and a few of those other people that were out there in the industry. They were hitting it hard. They had such a community. They had such a support structure. They had a lot of action going. And what I won't mention names, but what DK was doing. He was basically taking a time and space and he was customizing it and he made it unique and exciting. And that's what draws a lot of people. These people were engaging in a very supportive fashion. There's a whole load of them in there, and they were pounding it. Every night they had calls, and they were using symbols, very interesting, almost looked like mathematical symbols, physics and, right? You remember all, and what was it? My Story Marketing. So it was MSM and LOA for Law of Attraction. They were speaking in code, and it was very, very new and exciting. So Steph was very fortunate to be a part of that. What I wanted to more or less talk about tonight, instead of getting caught up in the philosophical intangible, was just small things about the compensation plan in tonight's call. Yes, we do have a sensational product in the back office. Yes, we do understand that there's millions of people out there on the internet. They come to the internet every night. They come to the internet every day. They come to the internet like Eugene's on here. It's 2 a.m. in the morning where Eugene's at. People are looking for a vehicle to make money. And there's a multitude of vehicles out there to make money. But the big thing, it always is going to come back to this. You can throw your money at any deal, but do you know how to build the deal? That's the bottom line. So Tracy and I, we were looking at this and we were talking. We kept saying, this industry is just so dysfunctional, so lost, just so encapsulated in the muck and the mire. We got people going to the left. We got people going to the right. We got people moving here. We got people moving there. There's just a great big shift of people throwing money with this lottery ticket mentality. And that's got to really suck, right? It's just got to be a really terrible feeling to be caught up in that vortex of having to do that, just hoping that maybe there's some magical breakthrough because of some incredible email or a banner that somebody created through, fraudulent Photoshop. I say fraudulent because most of the banners out there in marketing are fraudulent. They're not real. They don't exemplify people's lives. It's just gimmicks. The industry out there is built on gimmicks. And so Tracy and I had this really deep conversation, as we do, multiple times a day, multiple times per week. And we talked about the industry and we said, what can we do to put together a package that would assist and help people to get truly where they wanted to go? And so we took a look at all the stereotypical companies out there. We saw a lot of other one-up programs out there. We were looking at high-ticket programs out there. We kept saying, what do these companies have that we could add more to? And being in this industry for 36 years, and I've taught this industry, taught seminars and everything in this industry for over 20 years, there's nothing that we couldn't match and make better. And so we took a look at all the high ticket, and to be truthfully honest with you, we were kind of disgusted because, not that we were disgusted about the model of high ticket, but we felt that the products were really worth the money. We felt that the products weren't exclusive. It really freaks me out when you see a business opportunity out there that people are spending, an awful lot of money for, but yet you can get the products free on the internet. You don't have to pay for that stuff. So there was kind of a conflict of interest there. And so what makes us unique is that we own our products. The products are based around our personalities, our beingness. Companies can't go out and bastardize them and use them unless they want to get in trouble, of course. And then we said, what about a compensation plan? We took a look at a couple other companies that were doing 2-tier, 3-tier programs out there, with capture pages and back offices. But my big issue with these companies out there that are running 2-tier, 3-tier systems where, you pay $50 a month, or you pay $25 a month, or whatever it is, the owners are coming out like bandits. They're totally putting the screws to people because they're picking up a monthly residual and giving people, not a whole lot in return. And when you see a compensation plan that pays people a couple dollars here and $1 there and $2 here and $2 there, and owners are putting, 50% of the money in their pocket, where the dream and the vision is. It's not for the people. It's for the owner to go out and, get out of debt. So Tracy and I said, what can we do so that we can never be questioned, our integrity, our credibility, our honesty, our beingness, no matter what anyone said on the internet or what any search engine said or whatever. You run into stuff. When you're a superstar in the industry or you're superstars in the industry, you're bound to hear the crap because people are jealous because they don't have what you have. So we said, what can we do to ensure everyone's success so that nobody would ever come back to us and say, well, they ripped us off, they scammed us, they cheated us, or any of that stuff, right? Because if you look at somebody the wrong way, all of a sudden you're a bad guy. So what was important to us, number one, is that you all get paid without Tracy and I or any company or any entity intercepting the money in any which way, shape, or form, and then you waiting for a paycheck. We also felt that it was important that it was instantaneous pay. Touch it, feel it, smell it, cash it, spend it the same day. I think you should have the money right now. If I send a transaction, why should you have to wait 30 days? Now, if it's an MLM company, I respect that. I understand it. Wait 30 days, I dig it. But in affiliate marketing, direct selling, you shouldn't have to wait for us to process the money, hold it in our bank account, collect interest on it, and then send it to you. You have a right to have that money right now this afternoon so you can validate and verify. So we felt validation verification was really important, because if you could go out there and say, hey, you know what? I got qualified today, or I generated 3 sales this week, I already had the money in my hand. So when somebody says to you, how much money did you make? You could say, look, I have $900 to show for my first week or second week or whatever it is. I'm not waiting for a check like maybe you are. All those things are important because you need the money more than we do. You've got a husband, you've got a wife, you've got family that's putting pressure on you. You've got to show them something in order to get their support in building your business. Do you know what it's like to build a business on the internet and not have support from your spouse or a significant other in your life that's always constantly hitting you from behind, or family and friends putting you down, chasing a dream they don't believe you'll ever find? I mean, that's a terrible thing to do to a human being. You know, it's like trying to beat up a child verbally and take their dreams away. So what? You know what? The beautiful thing about having a home-based business on the internet, it's affordable. And when I say it's affordable, it's not like you go to your spouse and say, honey, we need $1 million, or we need a $50,000 loan. We need to mortgage the house because we're going to buy a car wash, or I'm going to start a cleaning company, or whatever it is. $700-800 bucks. Everyone should be supportive, chasing the dream. If that's what your spouse wants, support them. You know, if that's what your significant other wants, support them. Always support them. All right, give them a little slack. Yeah, they might have lost money on 600 or 700 deals on the internet, like we all have. So what? That's only $300,000. No, I'm kidding. I'm just smiling when I say that, of course. But you know, I mean, you gotta try something. I mean, we're in the game of life, and we're not going to be here forever. And you don't want to be going through life in fear of your spouse, or just buying into somebody else's belief system, knowing that your heart and soul is pumping a way to better your family's life, your kid's life. I couldn't imagine getting a job. You know what? I didn't even tell Tracy this. You know what I did? Tracy, I didn't tell you this. I went for a job interview last week. I went for a job interview last week, and I did it for a reason. Because I did this for my wife and my kids. I said, I will go into a job interview. Honest to God, I did. I went for a job interview. I didn't even tell Tracy. So I go for a job interview, and I didn't bring a resume. I was not qualified for the position. I was totally not qualified for the position. But guess what happened? I got the job. But I had to turn it down. I just did it, right? So I turned it down. I did it because I wanted to prove that although I wasn't qualified, didn't have a resume, just walked into the interview, I wanted to see how good I was at communicating and making these people in awe of me without any qualifications. Did not talk about college, did not talk about university. I basically turned it around and I interviewed them, and they were blown away by it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you that because, you know, I'm a little bit weird like that. I did that totally impulsively, and I wanted to prove that if an unqualified, unskilled person like myself could get a job over 47 other people that were qualified for the job, that's got to tell you something. And that was about my personal self-development and my ability to communicate and reach into somebody else's mindset and become empowering to them that they wanted me in their environment. And that's a part of marketing, okay? So I'm not going to work. I'm not going to go work for anyone. Don't worry about that stuff. But these are the things that you might want to test your skills in. So take that same type of statement, and instead of thinking about you're qualified to be a legal secretary, you're qualified to work as a government assistant, you're qualified to work in an office, you're qualified to work in a warehouse, you're qualified to work in an engineering field, you're qualified to work as, you know, a retail rep for some company out there. Now let's see if you're qualified to work the internet. Challenge yourself to work the internet. Take your game to the next level. and say, I'm going to do something really unorthodox that my family and friends don't believe I can do. And go out and become a success story on the internet. And that's the beautiful thing of what we put together here at MM is we put together a community, an environment that allows you to be a part of a championship team. So no matter what any potato head says out there on the internet, I don't mind calling them potato heads. I could call them something else, but I'll call them potato heads. Your family, your friends, your loved ones, call them potato heads. If they put you down, if they say what you're doing is wrong, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't be doing this, you're never going to make it, they're potato heads. So what you have here is you have a foundation of like-minded people that will support your dream. And that's what MM does. It's not just about digital products in the back office. It's a support foundation. It's a mechanism. And oh yeah, by the way, it's got a compensation plan. So now if I were here as a new person and not as a company leader or company rep per se, I'd be looking at the compensation plan and doing small testing with that comp plan. I'd be saying, okay, well, you know what? My first objective, did you hear what I said? I said objective. I wouldn't say goal because goal setting doesn't work. I don't know if you know that. Goal setting does not work. Write down 10 goals right now, and I guarantee you won't reach those 10 goals. All right? And I'm not saying to be a negative fool. It's just the subconscious mind understands once you fail at one goal, whether it's losing weight, doing this, doing that, the subconscious mind understands that there was a failure. There was an attempt of failure. It was not an absolute. It was not an absolute, success story. So, people keep saying, I'll try this, I'll try that, I'll try this, I'll try that. So when you understand the part of the subconscious mind, it understands language, okay? And so the subconscious mind will find a way to sabotage you again so you don't reach that goal. So now, so what you want to do is you want to start saying, I will do this. So now write this down. Where are we at? I think we're at October 24th. This is going to be small because there's no reason that you all have to leave in 3 weeks. We got all the time in our life to be here and hang out with each other. So write this down. And I'm asking you to write this down or, imprint it in your mind if you don't have a pen in front of you, because I don't want it to come specifically from me. This is not my energy. This is going to be your energy. It's going to be your commitment to yourself. And I could call you a liar if I wanted to because, I know that sounds strong, I could because you wrote it down. I didn't do it. You wrote it down. So when you get your pen and your paper, write this down. It's October 24th. So October 24th, give yourself 4 weeks. For those of you that are just kind of new at this and you're not seasoned professional, 4 weeks. You've got 4 weeks to earn your first $300 in this business. Steph did that like in 2 minutes, but my whole point being is your first $300, you've got 4 weeks to earn your first $300. Write it down with your energy, your pen, because that's your commitment to yourself. And you do not want to lie to yourself. Let's see how much integrity you have. Okay? This is not about your husband. This is not about your wife. This is not about me. This is a pact between you and yourself. Okay? And you can use the tools around you. Tools in the back office. Yeah, I'm still not big in it. I'm not still into those. Tracy's not into those. I mean, they're there, but the tool that I would use if you really want that $300 to prove to yourself you did it, you did it, you did it, you did it, you'll feel good about yourself, and it will change your mindset, and you'll become a believer, and it wasn't a goal. It was just an absolute command in the universe. I said absolute commands. So if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. It's an absolute command in the universe. And I trust the universe so that when I make that deposit in the universe, like if I say I will make $10,000 this month, I will make $10,000 this month. I put that in what I call the universal bank account. I call it a universal bank account, like doing a deposit in the bank, and then it stays there, and I don't even worry about it. I let my subconscious mind kick in and start taking the actions that I'm not consciously thinking about, but I'll start attracting conversations, people, scenarios in my life that will lead me to that path of the $10,000, even though I'm not consciously thinking about it. If you consciously think about it, you're done. It's just got to become habitual. And you'll eventually, when you earn your first $300, $300 will become habitual. You'll get used to doing it. And then you can decide whether or not you want to get bored at it. It's kind of like cleaning the house. I think you all know how to vacuum the house. And now you can probably do it with your eyes blindfolded. It's just so easy. And then making money kind of comes along that way. It becomes a repetition. It becomes a process of repetition. And all of a sudden, you just sit there and say, well, yeah, 300 a week, 300 a week, 300 a week, extra $1,200 a month. And then you might take your game up based on your mindset and the ability of you engaging with one of us. Okay, it could be Tracy, you could contact Steph, you could contact me. The most powerful tools that we have in the back office, there's one, the course, the Village of Anything's Possible. If I were in this, okay, per se, like in your situation, the tool that I'd be marketing in the back office, the tool that I'd be bragging about out there on the internet, listen to me very carefully. Anybody that is in sales and marketing, everybody that is in sales and marketing, every salesperson that's on the internet that's marketing a product or service, they need that course in the back office called The Village. They should at least listen to that course. There's no salesperson on the planet. I let my kids listen to that. Whoever listens to that course in the back office, I'm not playing games with you here, I'm serious, that will alter the state of mind, it will alter the income level, it will alter the results of every salesperson on the planet. I look at these corporations that hire public speakers to come in and totally waste time and money and somebody coming into a corporate meeting and engaging in goal setting and the power of positive thinking and all that little Mickey Mouse stuff. They should just have access to these audios, play them for their staff, give them to their staff for Christmas. I can't even begin to tell you what I saw with my naked eyes when people were studying that course when I was in that course environment in the 90s. I saw people that were making $50,000, $60,000 a year go to making over $400,000 a month. Not $400,000 a year, a month. Just under $5 million a year. I saw it. I saw people flying in on Lear jets. We ate in the finest restaurants. We were in penthouse apartments that were $3, $4, $5 million. Hosting parties with bodyguards outside the door. Just because it was a high ticket. But the course was basically, you know, the Academy Awards of everything that was going on in the 90s. It was a modern day Aladdin's lamp, if I can explain it that way. It would give you everything and anything you wanted in life without compromise. Everything. And so that course is so powerful that anyone you know on the internet, I don't care who it is, how much money they are making and how great they think they are, some of those big superstars that were intimidated on the internet, they would freak out to have that course as part of their repertoire, part of their collection. That's the Wayne Gretzky, that's the Michael Jordan course of sales and marketing. It's not just a course. It's the promised land sitting there, and it's about you. Okay, and I would definitely be out there banging that course out to everybody on the internet saying, oh my God, you got to check this out. This is unbelievable. I was exposed to a protocol, a methodology, a doctrine that'll blow your mind. And then you'll get the Christian people that'll come around. They'll say, well, you know, I get my food from the Bible. Well, absolutely. I totally respect that. But how big's your bank account? See, the Bible is there, but the point being with the Bible is the Bible's not just about prosperity or the Torah, or the Quran, or whatever. They're not just they're about a way of life. That's a bigger gambit. But when you just take this segment of the course, and a lot of it you can find in any holy book out there, but it's designed around prosperity consciousness, not lottery ticket consciousness, poverty consciousness, prosperity consciousness. Okay? So little things like looking at that comp plan saying, okay, somebody says, what's so great about MM? One of the things I'd say immediately, you get paid instantaneously. Okay? What else is so great about MM? It's a community unlike any other. Okay? It's a community unlike any other. The support mechanisms are absolutely amazing. What else do you like about MM? I've seen, lead capture pages and video capture pages before. It's not about the lead capture pages. It's not. That's just filler. I tell people straight up, that's just the filler. The beautiful thing about MM, it's all about you. This whole thing's about you. It's not about an admin fee. It's not about $300. Listen, if we were just chasing money here, Tracy and I could sell this course for $2,200 or $2,000. Keep $200 and let you all have, I don't know, $1,800 or whatever it is. We could have made this a $1,250 program. We kept $250. You guys have $1,000, and we would still be able to justify that. you take one idea from that village course in the back office and use that in any other business opportunity you're doing, you've got the goose that laid the golden egg. We've got the goose that laid the golden egg. And I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not kidding. The goose that lays the golden egg is in the back office. And I know that kind of sounds airy-fairy and kind of like, a fable. Go listen to that course. And I want to share something with you about that course so you know how to use it right. Somebody's got a really cool fire engine on there. I'll show you how to use it right. Okay? That course, you don't listen to it and then go to number 2 and then go to number 3 and go to number 4 and go to number 5. I'll show you the secret right now. All right? And Rhonda, the lady that wrote the book, The Secret, and the movie, The Secret, she had access to that material that we were marketing in 1994. She used much of our quotes and marketing material to create the movie The Secret, which came out of the Master Key system as well too. Okay? Here's the power behind that course. That course was designed as a 24-part self-study course, the one that's in the back office. It's in 12 audios right now. Okay? It was designed to have you listen, believe it or not, to 1 part per week. Not go listen to it in 45 minutes and say, yeah, man, I checked it out. It was good. Every day for a week, go listen to the first audio, number 1. And then the second week, go to 2. You cannot jump. You cannot skip. You got to stay on it. Okay? As boring and as monotonous as that might sound, that's the difference. And that was the difference in me. When I took that course in 1993, when I was living in a basement apartment, and this is not just another Val Smith or some successful guru on the internet saying, hey, man, I lived in my car and I had a shower and a telephone booth. I really was living in a friend's house. I went through a really bad crisis in a relationship. Wasn't feeling good about myself, was emotionally wiped out, felt like I was on a raft in the middle of the ocean. Just a nervous wreck, emotional breakdown, going through a lot of emotional pain where I was numb, scared, frightened, didn't know where I could turn. I get to stay at a friend's house. They just, and the funny thing is they weren't a friend at the time, but they just, here, you want to stay here, man? You look like a mess. You can stay here and hang out. And they became a really good friend. But I'm saying that to you because sometimes you got to go through trials and tribulations in life, turning points, the ups and downs. And for me, that was a turning point that led me to the gentleman that created that course. I got to hang out with the founder of that course. And that guy that teaches that course, you hear the course in the back office, I never once saw him outside of a tuxedo. Never once saw him outside of a tuxedo. Tuxedo day in, day out, going out for dinner, tuxedo bow tie. And I said, why are you always in a tux? And he says, you never get a second chance at a first impression. And that's the way it was for him. He was the teacher, the educator of that course. But man, when we would walk into a restaurant, and I'm this, punk little kid with long blonde hair, and, I still dress nice with him. But when we had an audience because of his everything. So when you understand the fruits of this course, you're going to be powerful beyond your wildest expectations. You can look at yourself in the mirror right now and say, well, I don't feel too good about myself. I don't feel as powerful. I don't feel like I have a lot of influence over people. Something magically will happen for you. I'm not kidding. I'm not playing games with your life. It will just be your energy as long as you assimilate, manifest, internalize the information. Be in order to do, in order to have. You become chapter 1. You become chapter 2. Some people say, I read a book last night. It was really good. Cool. That was nice. I read a book. Well, it was really nice. Now try being that book. Try being the characters in that book. Take it on like an acting role. And that's what I did with that course, is I had to go from, the mess that I was in to looking at all the little, nuances of this course. And I started becoming it one little cellular, grab. I just started building myself, had to restructure my whole thought process, everything. I can't even think of the words today. I'm having a tough time with the words. And then I became that course. And then all of a sudden I went from somebody that was just kind of hanging out at somebody's house and just kind of, eating cereal at their house and eating craft dinner at their house, or just, having a barbecue and having a hamburger and stuff like that and throwing them $50 a week to stay there, I became a $10,000 a week money earner. $10,000 a week, not a month. But I can't tell you it was anything other than that course. That course shifted everything. And I just want to put an emphasis on that because I really wish everybody on the internet had access to that course. And the only way they're ever going to get access to it is if you give them the keys to it. Okay? And it's in the back office. And I know a lot of you get busy and you got things to do and you got places to be and you got kids to raise. But find a way. If you're staying up late at night jamming on the internet, just put the audio on and go on Facebook. All right? And just let it kick in. So there's a lot of tremendous value here. I think this is a gift to the world. I think MM's a gift to the world. I really, really do. I think it's a gift to the online community. And I think it's one great big step in helping clean up the image of marketing. And the way this industry is going to change for the better is for you, not me, but is for every single one of you that I see on video right now and I don't see on video, is for you to have results. You got to have results. And if you start showing people results, it'll change the way they talk to you, and it'll change the way they think about what it is you're doing on the internet. So it's really important that we get out there and have results and not just kind of make this, hey, sit back, relax, and let's go to a couple weekly calls with, Tracy, Val, and Steph and the group of people, just hang out. It's really important that you take a sense of action, and it's really important that you get in contact with us at least to do a 3-way call. If you've spent money to come in here for $3.99, I would highly recommend you get your money working for you. Not you working for your money working for you. So start plugging people into me. I'm sitting here waiting for my phone to ring, my Skype to ring, Facebook to ring. And don't tell me you got a whole bunch of leads you bought from some lead broker on the internet and tell me to phone them. Tell me you got somebody that went through our website, they took a quick look at it, they have some questions, and then get me on the phone. And watch what happens when I get on the phone. Like, these calls are okay, but when I get on the phone with somebody, I own them. And I'm not saying that arrogantly. I'm just saying there's something about a one-on-one session that you can talk to people and reach into them in a one-on-one session. And if they're serious about changing their lives, even if they're 40% serious, I'll get the other 60% out of them for you or with you. Okay? And Tracy and I, we've seen that happen. Once Tracy and I are on the phone with somebody, we're not aggressive. We don't pressure anyone. We don't even ask for the sale. It's just that our level of knowledge is so superior when it comes to this industry. And we know the language. We know the talk. We know exactly what these people are going through. We know what you're all going through right now, the struggles and tribulations of your online marketing. And even Facebook kind of is a struggle for a lot of people too, right? People are just sitting there. Well, maybe tomorrow's going to be a better day. Maybe tomorrow's going to be a better day. It's not going to be a better day. Anyone that tells you tomorrow's going to be a better day is full of crap. Today's going to be a better day when you decide to make it a better day. That's the truth. You can only wait so long. Facebook's been around for like 8-9 years so far. I've been hearing everyone saying, wow, we can capitalize on it. We can capitalize it. You can make a fortune on Facebook. You can make a fortune on Facebook. Really? Well, why doesn't everyone have their fortune yet? So I'm done with all that stuff. I don't want to hear what anyone has to say. I don't even want to hear what I have to say. I just want to see results. You know what I'm saying? And I do this with my kids all the time. I say, your room's not getting cleaned up until you do it. And the end result of you cleaning your room up is, there's the $20 bill. So, go get an iPhone card or something like that. You want that? Go clean up your room. And so the reward here, guys, is you can go from the basement to the penthouse where you're sitting at right now in your life. I know most of you are sitting here on the call right now. All of us are. And you're not happy with your life. I know that. That's no secret. You're happy to some degree, but you really believe you deserve more in life. You really believe you shouldn't be in financial debt. You really believe that you shouldn't be sitting there waiting for something. There's something missing in your life for all of you. And that's not going to get fixed until you decide to fix it. And it's easier for me to say, that, because then your next question to me is, this is what you're probably thinking right now. Well, Val, how are we going to fix that? I've tried this, I've tried that. Just hang out, listen, take instructions, plug into what it is we tell you to do, and just do it. And then maybe 6, 7, 8 months down the road, you'll come to one of these calls and say, Val, I remember that call 6, 7, 8 months ago. You said something on that call that night, and my life's different. I moved into a new condo. I moved into a new apartment. I got a new car. I'm feeling better about myself. My husband's laid off or my wife's laid off, bashing me about being on the internet or whatever it is. When I wake up in the morning, I don't feel dreaded about the day. I don't feel fatigue syndrome. I don't feel tired. My eyes aren't sore anymore. My back's hurting. Whatever it is that's going on in your life, all that'll go away. You know why? You know why you feel drained and drawn? Because you're not happy. You're not 100% happy with your life. And that's the environment we can create in mentoring millionaires, is to help you experience happiness and feel good about your online marketing careers, so that when you're dealing with spiritual warfare, people bashing this or bashing that or saying, oh, why did you join that? That's stupid, or this and that, it won't matter. You know what it means? It's great to be in a position where it doesn't matter. Like, I go through this even with spouses. Tracy knows this with my wife. She'll say, well, why are you doing that? Why are you helping people? Why are you doing that? I just say, I just tell her now, because I'm tired of hearing it. I just say, you know what? It doesn't matter. This is my life. This is what I'm going to do. And, go get a hobby, So I do that. You're going to have these battles with your husband, your wife sometimes. Sometimes you're not supportive on things too. Just, this is your life. Know what you need to do, and know that you got to do it no matter what. Your mom's not going to take it away from you. Your dad's not going to take it away from you. Your husband, your wife's not going to take it away from you. You got to do this, because you know what? They're not leaving the planet with you. They're not even a part of your DNA. Most of your mom and dad will be, but family, friends, loved ones out there, they're not even a part of your DNA. You got to live with yourself every day. And if you're not happy, if your boyfriend's not making you happy, your girlfriend's not making you happy, well, just tell them to take the night off. Just get in your zone and take quality time and honor yourself, really, and get paid to do it. It's going to make a big difference. I hate to through this life, man, and know that you're 6 or 7 months away from graduating and leaving this planet. You have to look back and you have to feel it, and you got to take it in. When like, you don't know, but have you ever had a spouse? I saw my mom. I just want to tell you this story. My mom got pancreatic cancer. I don't know if you know what pancreatic cancer is, but I wouldn't wish that stuff on my worst enemy. I saw my mom, who didn't have a great life. She left when I was 8 years old, and my dad was an alcoholic. So my mom had a lot of turmoil in her life. But, my mom had a dream, but she married the wrong individual. But I got to be here. My brothers and sisters got to be here. But she shouldn't have been married to my dad, okay? And they had a very tumultuous life together, and, spent years. And then eventually she left. 1972, she left. I was 8 or 9 or something, and she left. But she went on and she worked in a cigarette manufacturing plant. She made cigarettes for a cigarette company, just the machinery, right? And she left. And the interesting thing about my mom, this is what I really admire about certain women. She was so strong. My mom left, and you know what she took? She didn't take any furniture. That was hers. She took her clothes and her pictures and things that meant something to her, and she left. And then within 3.5 years, my mom owned 3 condominiums, and she was making $8 an hour, $7.45 an hour, and she owned 3 condominiums. And she's the one that brought me in. When I was 15 years old, I went to my first seminar, and she knew that I didn't like school. I hated school, just so you know that. I really did. I didn't like it. I didn't feel like I belonged there. Something was wrong with me as a little kid, I guess. But I remember, I'll tell you, I got some delinquent stories. When I was walking to school in grade 2, sometimes I'd turn around and walk back home and just go home and watch The Price is Right and stay away from in school. But she knew there was something wrong with me there scholastically. I was bored with it. But she brought me to my first seminars when I was 15 years old, 16 years old, and that's what I needed. I wanted to escape. I couldn't imagine myself being a part of somebody else's daydream. And working for somebody and seeing my mom's unhappiness. Like, she was terribly unhappy. And so, but she had a job, and the job made her so unhappy. But anyhow, there's so much more you can cover the story. I just get so much out of my head. But I'll tell you this. I saw my mom in the last 18 months of her life just deteriorating from pancreatic cancer. The day before she died, she had all her pictures around her of her childhood. My mom was very beautiful lady, but she wasn't physically so beautiful when she was dying. And she got in her wheelchair, and she did her last bank transaction on a Tuesday. We took her to the bank on a Tuesday, and then the next morning she died at 7:27, fighting and screaming and yelling. And then died. She passed away, according to the nurse, at 7:27 a.m. But the thing is, my mom went out fighting. She didn't want to die, but she looked like something right out of Schindler's List. She was skinny. She was 55 pounds, a 155-pound woman going down to 55 pounds, walking, living, breathing skeleton. And the impact that I got out of that was seeing my mom with all her pictures around her bed, okay, of her being beautiful and gorgeous and stunning. And then all of a sudden seeing this person shriveled up. And she never got to live life on her terms. She had a crappy marriage. She didn't have the best life. And she didn't really get to experience the things she wanted. She was so busy working to make everyone else happy. And even when she left our house, you know what my mom did? She still paid for the mortgage on the house when she left. She still paid her 50% of the mortgage on the house when she left and didn't take a dime. What an incredible lady. But the biggest impact she left on me that scares the living daylights out of me every single day is that I don't want to leave this planet knowing that I was chasing the dream and not really giving it my 100% all. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm saying to every single one of you, you might not realize that, you might not internalize it, you might not feel it like I do, because I lived it and I breathed it. I don't want to be sitting around with candles around me and all my pictures around me and saying, you know what, I threw my life away. And my mom told me, she said, I wasted my life, but she said, at least I had you kids. She said, if there's one thing I had, it was you kids. But her life was not played out on her terms. And it was just so sad to see a human being, especially a family member, tell you that their life was a waste. Okay? And so if we are entrepreneurs in the home-based business industry, I think it's our duty, our responsibility to step up to the plate and start living life on our terms. Nobody has the right to dictate to you how you're gonna think, how you're gonna breathe, how you're gonna feel, what you should say, and what dream you should be chasing, and what vehicle. And yeah, you're gonna have a few failures along the way. You might join this and lose money at that, join this and lose money at that. But you know what? We all do. But you know what I do? I always say thank you. You get these people out there on the internet that have not evolved as human beings. They like to run around the internet and call people and businesses scams. I call those people certain names that I don't want to bring up on tonight's call. But my whole point being is, what a terrible life to be putting energy into that. Putting energy into what's so wrong with chasing a dream? What's so wrong with failing? What's so wrong with losing a bit of money? What's so wrong about that, honestly? But at least you made the attempt. You stepped out. You took the risk. You did something that most people don't have the courage to do. You took a step forward and you fell down. You took a step forward and it might not have been the right step forward. But so what? Embrace it, nurture it, and say thank you, thank you, thank you 3 times. For every dime you've ever lost on the internet in a business opportunity, be grateful for that. Be thankful for that. Even though you might say, well, you know what, my husband and wife, we got to do a fight about it. Bankruptcy, whatever. So what? Does that mean you deserve a death sentence? Does that mean you're a bad person? No, it means you're absolutely incredible because you did something that very few other people would have the courage to do. And if you don't take that risk, and if you do play the cautious game in life, then you suck. Because there's a lot of people out there in life that suck because they're afraid to take the risk. So I commend every single one of you that are on this call tonight for taking the risk. I think you're champions. Win, lose, fail here, fail there, win a bit here. You're a champion. You did something that is absolutely incredible that very few human beings understand. Right, Jeffrey? Very few people understand how, why, where, and how, why we operate the way we do. It's because we're chasing something inside of us. We're chasing a void. We're chasing something to take the pain away. And the pain that's inside of every single one of us is we're afraid of mediocrity. You don't want to be a mediocre person in the game of life. You want something more. And you don't want to be in debt. You don't just want to be in your 40s and 50s and 60s and be paying mortgages and taking your paycheck and donating it every month. It sucks, right? So the whole point being is we need a vehicle, and there's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur, and feel proud of it. Because I'm proud of all of you just for being on this call tonight. That's absolutely incredible. And I'm just so proud that you're chasing the dream and you didn't give up. Because you could easily just turn the camera off and just quit, give up, and go back to a world of complacency and just ho-hum yourself through life and watch TV for the next 30, 40, 50 years of your life, whatever it is, and read a newspaper and just go through life like with no purpose, no mission. Entrepreneurs have a purpose and a mission, and people that just go to work every day, I still don't know, unless somebody can help me with this. I don't know what their purpose and mission is. I don't get it. I just think they're robbing themselves of so much opportunity to grow, develop, and meet people. Look at this. We're on this call tonight, and you know what the greatest thing is for me about the entrepreneurial world outside of losing money or being a part of business opportunity that didn't work out? The relationships. How do you put a price tag on meeting people? I would pay the $3.99 or whatever, $2,000 to meet any of you any day of the week. I think it'd be great. It's the relationships, because you never know what you're going to learn from another person. You never know how they're going to be instrumental in being a stepping stone in your life. There's a reason why people connect. Always keep your eyes and ears open for the sign. There's no accident why we're here tonight. There's no accident that you just came into Mentoring Millionaires, or if you're not here yet and you're just evaluating it, this is not an accidental call. You were purposely put here by what I call the universe. Other people call it God, call it whatever. I totally respect that stuff. You were here for a reason. You're here for a reason. You might not understand that now, but down the road, you'll look back and say, oh my God, like there was a calling for me to be a part around that organization. Everything, look for the stepping stones in life, folks. Look for the stepping stones in life. We're not the answer. We're a stepping stone, but I'll tell you this, by being here, you're on the right path. Okay, you're on the right path. It's the first step, is by just getting on the right path. And then I don't know what tomorrow brings with us, even as a company. We're moving forward. We're going to go forward. I don't know what I'm going to say in next week's call. I don't know. There's going to be a breakthrough of something here. I don't know what it is yet for each and every single one of you. I can promise you that. You'll find your breakthrough here if you're looking for it. And if you're not, you can go back out there on the internet and hang out with people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. They'll take your money and tell you, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. But why would you want to play out in somebody else's organization that's all based on dysfunction? I want to be around a purpose. I want to be around people like Steph Perez, Tracy Jameson, people that have a purpose. And people like you, I just don't know you all yet to find out what your purpose is. But let's rock it out. Let's make it happen. And just for discovering yourself, allowing yourself to take in new data, new information, the really cool part is, oh, by the way, you get paid. You get paid to discover who you are, what you're all about, and what your human potential is. You get paid to discover your mission. You get paid for helping other people and awakening the living dead out there and giving them a sanctuary, a place where they can come to and get support. I look at Bill Jackley here. This guy's amazing. I got to brag about Bill, because Bill, when I met Bill in TLN, he had nothing. He didn't have a success story. And then he started hanging around with us, and he just started manifesting all these great ideas. And he went to a few different business opportunities that we were kind of associated with along the way. And now, like, this guy's a leader. Like, he's really built himself up from where he was at when I first met him, and to see the type of money he's making now and the type of sales he's generating now, and the type of people he's bringing into his life now, as opposed to the people he's around. And he's weeded out some idiots in his life too. How do I know? And I don't mind saying idiots, because I know the people personally that Bill had to get rid of. Bill, I'm talking about a couple of those guys that stole money from you. One a company owner, and then another guy a wannabe that they stole money from him. They didn't want to pay him for his work, in marketing. So I call those type of people idiots. All right, and I have no problem doing that. But now Bill has found a place where he can make money, and his performance is going up. And when I take a look at his stats, I mean, he blows a lot of people out of the water. But once you get into that place of feeling good about where you are here with us, I know I'm rambling on and stuff, but once you get in that place of feeling really good that this is your community, this is a safe haven for you, there's no intimidation here. You don't have to feel bad about anything. You can just use us in any which way, shape, or form you want. You're going to feel really good about it. You'll feel good about it. You'll start bragging about it. And then people are going to start asking questions like, what are you getting out of that? What are they feeding you? What type of food are you getting there? Some people join health and nutritional companies. I get it. I would rather be here. This is a better health and nutrition. This is the best nutritional company out there in the industry. It's about feeding you and giving yourself an opportunity to reclaim yourself back. There's nothing better than that. The best way to gain health is to feel good about yourself. If you don't feel good about yourself, all the goji berries in the world aren't going to save you. I don't believe that. Mental health is so important, guys. Mental health is so important. Steph, back to you. I didn't talk about the comp plan, but there's money to be made here, but it's a great community, a lot of great people, a lot of great tools in the back office. But man, we've got that course that everyone in the back office needs. If we could just promote that one course and nothing else here, this would be so altering out there on the internet. You'd see everybody's track records just like boom, like it would be just an unbelievable turnover of success going on out there. So Steph, I don't know if you want to say something, you want Tracy to come in and do something, but we're rocking. A lot of great things are happening. A lot of great people are being attracted to us now, and I'm honored to be a part of that community and helping people get to where they want to go. Steph?
Yes, for sure. I'm almost speechless, and for anyone who knows me, that's like very, very rare. I am like so like full, and it really is about, I love the last things you said, Val, paid to discover your human potential. And yes, I'm reading because I take notes, you guys, paid to offer people support. Again, you guys, I'm not new to this industry. This isn't my first thing. I'm aligned in many top tier, big ticket opportunities where, people have sent me, thousands of dollars to join my opportunities, and never have I had access to this level of information to truly help people become more, achieve more, and really feel good about what it is that I'm doing. The money will absolutely come if you really decide to position yourself to truly be of service to other people and you really want the best. And when Val talked about that course, that's the exact course, that I was talking about in the beginning when I talked about the mindset. Is that is going to reset your mind. You really are going to feel like you can accomplish anything, and you're going to quickly be able to realize why you are in your life right now, why you are where you are in your life right now, how you got there, and how you can get yourself out of it. Like, that's what I've been getting out of it. And when I first dove into it, just the direction that Val gave me in terms of how to go through the course, because typically we're used to diving into stuff and, like he said, just blowing through stuff. We never really give it time to work on us. So he taught me the right way how to go through it, and it's been transformational, for me. And I can't stop talking to people about it. And as people contact me daily and asking me, Steph, is this, is MM, is this an answer to, capture pages, or is this an answer to this? And I say, no, like, this is something so different. I can't tell you that this came into my life to replace this. I know this came into my life because I know this is what other people need in this industry. Doing this, as long as I've done this, I can recognize that. And that's one thing that you have to realize in business. Is not so much just about your own needs, but it's really about what the marketplace needs. And when you understand why people are failing, why people are hurting, and why people come to the internet every single day open for opportunity, open for a new way of doing something, you've got to realize it's because they're hurting and there are deficiencies that are in their life. And that this really can be the answer. Like Val said, this course alone, take the capture pages out, take the Aweber integration out, leave the comp plan though, please. But if you were to make it all about the course, I am telling you, we could do amazing things. And that really needs to be the story, is letting people know that we really do have the key, that we have the answer to help them go from wherever it is they are right now to wherever they want to go. And it not just be about the comp plan, but the magical thing is, once you dive into the course and you begin to let the course work on you, and you use the course to fuel what you do inside of your business, the results that you do, those results that you get are just going to multiply, because you're doing things in a certain way. And I know I'm probably speaking things that you're not used to hearing people say. Steph, what do you mean doing things in a certain way? You just got to go through the course, and then you begin to understand what all of this really means. But that's why wealthy people are wealthy. And that's why, people who struggle continue to struggle, is because there really is a certain way in which we do things. And when you learn this certain way, you tap into it, and then you give that gift to other people. I'm just telling you, what you begin to experience for yourself can just be amazing. So yeah, our comp plan is awesome. If you just know that every single time you help someone, you put $300 in your pocket, you know what, then you'll understand our comp plan. It really is that simple. So my best advice is just to make your mind up, to get back to the person that invited you onto this Zoom. Get back to them, allow them to answer any lingering questions you might have, and then just make the decision to get started, like literally. Even if you decide that you don't want to build this right now, make the decision to get started so you can begin listening to this course. Because that way, when you make the decision to start building this, you'll already have the course embedded in you, and you can begin taking the right action to get the results that you want. Okay, let's close out the year really, really strong, and let's help propel ourselves and other people, to really dive into 2017 where you're not starting from scratch, but you actually have some momentum, by leveraging what we have inside of this community. So Tracy, are you there? Would you like to close out the call?
Yeah, thanks, Steph, and always, Val, it's always a treat to listen to you let loose. And a real inspiration today when you said that you went for that job interview, because I thought that was a great exercise for a number of reasons. And you really wrapped it up very eloquently, because it is all about mastering that inner game. And it doesn't matter what you do that you want to become good at, better at, best at. Everything requires the inner game. And if you wouldn't hire you, then who would? And if you don't believe in you, why would anyone else believe in you? And so that whole perspective is so important for people to understand, because when you start believing in yourself, you'll sit taller, you'll stand straighter, you'll walk stronger, you'll speak you'll speak with more conviction. And you know what? Nobody will get in the way. The only person that can get in your way is you. So if you can get out of your own way and really take this to heart and apply yourself. And Val is absolutely correct about this course. I've devoured it. I've sat and spent long periods of time over one segment of it, because you have to do the exercises. You can't just listen to it and then go to the next one, listen to it, go to the next one, and say, yeah, I've done that. Because that represents exactly what people do in this industry. Yeah, I tried that. Yeah, I tried that. Yeah, I tried that. They'll go from business opportunity to business opportunity, and it never changes. And the reason it never changes is because you've never changed. So money is a result. Money is a result of what you do to improve yourself and everything, your whole mind perspective. And so when you learn, when you become educated, then you start being able to determine what's real, what's not real, what to challenge. And in the end, it really is challenging yourself, because it's all about you and no one else but you. So that's what this is all about. You have the community, you've got the leadership, you've got the platform, we're adding things consistently. But the one thing that is for sure is we're always here to support you, because in the end, it is all about you. And that's what we wanted to make this about. We wanted to make sure that again, as Val says, the integrity component of this was huge for us. We don't want anybody we wanted everything to fall in your favor. And Val and I talked about that for a long time, about what was going to be the right way to put this together, that everyone was going to benefit before the company. And that was really important to us. And so that's why we've built it this way, with as much that we could give. And again, we could have put this in a $2,000 or $3,000 price ticket, because I think it definitely has that value to it. But what's really important is that you get what you need. We support you, and everybody is here because we are champions of you. And that's what this is all about. So get back to the person who invited you here, and you can ask for their username, their link, so that you can check out the compensation plan in detail. Go and check out the website, and join our community and be part of this, because we're all doing this together, folks. So have a great night. We'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye for now.